Hi everyone, it's Gail and I am back from vacation. Oh my gosh, I have lots of stories to tell, but I wanted to just kind of do a little random crafting video just to kind of get back in the swing of things. So I'm going to say hi and hugs first. Hi and hugs to Lovely's Crafting Lodge, Jennifer, Frida, and Anne. Thank you so much for watching and for your kind comments. Well, first thing I wanted to do was do like a little show and tell, because I had, a day and a half where I was all done with my filming before going on vacation. And so I just did a little random crafting. I have still this little sort of pile that's on my desk. I was trying to clean off over here was my objective. So I just thought I'd show you what I did, and then we'll just kind of craft and chat and do that. So first of all, these little Glassine bags, love these. So these doilies with the fun die cut, those were the decorations on an order that I received from Woodland Inspired on Etsy. And they were just so pretty. I was like, I need to do something with those. And so I put them on a coffee dyed Glassine bag, and I love them. They're very kind of shabby chic and fun. So thank you, Celeste. I got double duty out of my decorations. So did those. Then I did a bunch of stamping. Look at all my little things that I made. I keep the little strips of coffee dyed paper and I just shove them over to the side here. I'd gotten quite a stack, and so I just went ahead and stamped whatever would fit on that particular strip of paper. Got a bunch of those, and then I realized I had a couple of label stamps in my, let's see, in this set of stamps, my Tim Holtz field notes, there's a couple of label stamps. So I just used some of the bigger coffee dyed paper strips and did a few of those just with little plants and kind, and just stamped them up a little bit. So I did those. I think I'm going to put those in. I'm going to put these in here with all the other stamps that I kind of did that way. And then these, I don't know if I can even fit these. This is a fun one. It says time flies. I couldn't even tell you. I don't even have the packaging for that stamp anymore. But I have most of those kind of stamps or little things in here. And I'm not sure I can fit those. So I'll have to work on that. But yeah, but they're fine in here too. So that, then I had a couple of pieces of coffee dyed fabric, just muslin, that I had sitting over there too. And so I stamped a couple things. This is a tailor-made journal stamp. Love that. And I'm thinking of, I don't know what I'm going to use that for. I was thinking about maybe in my Fairy Whispers journal. I don't know. And then the Tiffany & Company stamp, which you can get for, I think it's called Stamp Francisco or something like that, online. So I got mine years ago. So anyway, got those stamps. So that was great. And then I made some collage journal cards for my VIP patrons on Patreon. So I'll flip through these and show you really quick. One day I just sat down and did a bunch, and I used some of Lynn's Altered Arts wonderful these. I think these are Home Book and Treasure, if I remember. And so yeah, so those are ready for the end of the month when I send out the Patreon benefits. If you don't know what Patreon is, if you go to my website, which is always in the description box, there's a little video there that tells you about it and stuff. So these are pink monarch prints. I think this is from Roxy Creations. This is from cinnamon tea, my shop. But yeah, so I got 6 done, and so I felt happy about that. So those can go over where they live, and until the end of the month. Okay, so then before I went on my trip, I had to, get all my medicines all situated. So I had all these sacks. So from Walmart Pharmacy. So I made a couple things for the Fairy Whispers journal. So this one is it's got just a little double pocket here, and then the sack, of course. And so I made this little journal card to go in there and decorated that up. So all I did for that was flip up the bottom and make a pocket. That's all I did. So that was fun, did that. And so that's ready to go into the Fairy Whispers. And then another one I did was this one. And it's just a little booklet type of thing. And it's got tags in the top. We'll go through that, but I just wanted to show you all it is I cut off the raggedy edges, and then I folded once, folded twice, boom. A good use for a pharmacy sack. So there's a little pocket here. There's a pocket here that I just put a couple things on one of my cutoffs. And so that goes here. Yes. And then this little one just has a little belly band that I just put one of the butterflies in. Then open up, and there's a little side pocket here. I just put a couple of pieces of ephemera. And I used the 8x8 papers to kind of cover it because the scale was better. So tuck those in there. Made a little notepad with some, it's got some shiny gold on it. That's super fun because of the fairies and everything. And pocket behind here. So just put a little journaling card back there. Right there. And then the belly band, and then it closes, and the back has this little tag. So that was fun. I had a good time. One of the things was, I don't know if I can get these up to the camera well enough. Can you see the design on the whale tail? I kind of forget that I have this. I'll show you. I have this, it's from Stampin' Up. It's called Totally Tabs. I'm sure it's old, 2007. But they are stamps on a whale tail punch. So I pulled those out to play with a little bit and just, just fancy up these little tabs a little bit. So I felt happy about that. Got a couple little pieces made for our Fairy Whispers journal, but used up some of those bags. So that was good. So I don't know, maybe we'll try and use these up or something today. But it felt really good to just get, how you just toss things in piles. It felt really good to kind of work on those piles a little bit. So then I made another piece for the Fairy Whispers journal. This one is my stamp off. It's I stamp off my stamps on coffee dyed paper, and then you can just make these fun little envelopes. So I put some of the gorgeous trim on there. I used one of the ephemera pieces to hold the flap, and then just made a little journal card out of an offcut of the paper that I had to stick in there. So that's all ready to go in. I'm not sure where I'm putting the other pieces yet, but we'll get back to working on that journal soon. And then let's see. And then I had a couple pieces of coffee dyed paper. I just used an edge punch on the edge and inked them up. This one is kind of a tri-fold. This is what was left after I made the little notepad in that other piece. So I put a bulb pin on here, and I'll find one of the Fairy Whispers charms and put on there. And then this was a tea bag that I had thrown over there, and the a couple of the ephemera circles fit perfect, so I just covered that up. I might put that on there too with a charm, was my thought. So those are all little Fairy Whispers pieces to kind of be finished. And while I was stamping, I stamped, this is a red lead stamps, little stamp, and she's a little fairy, so I thought she might go in there. And then this is also a red lead stamp. She sprinkles a pinch of fairy dust. So I grabbed those out of my little pile of stamping and put those with all of the Fairy Whisper stuff. So I am just going to pop these in here with some other pieces that I have to go in that journal that I haven't put in yet. So we'll be getting back to that journal, but I just needed to have an easy craft today, get myself worked back in here. Okay, so now what are we gonna do is the question. Okay, let's see. Do I have that? Where do I have that paper? Of course I put it away. Of course I did. Let's grab. Okay, sorry about that. I just grabbed some paper. I don't even know. I've got a little 49 in Market here. I was thinking, let's just kind of do these because they're kind of non-thinking, and if we just use something that's kind of, neutral, it can go in any journal, right? Okay, so we'll just play a little bit. So got home last night from the trip. Oh my gosh, it was so wonderful, you guys. I can't even tell you. I got to see, let me see. Well, let's see. 3, 8, 9. I got to see 9 of my 10 grandkids that I have right now over the trip. And then when I got home, Miss Addie was here for volleyball camp. So I got to see 9. So the only one I didn't get to see is my little granddaughter Katie, who today is having her tonsils and adenoids out. Poor baby. So I'm sure thinking of her. But anyway, so yeah, it was amazing. Look, I only have a few pieces of this left. Let's just use this. That would be good. Yeah. So anyways, let's see. I know I do have stories. I just have to look and see what of this I want to use. I kind of would like that for the, let's use that for the pocket. We'll do that first. Okay. Anyway, yes, I do have stories. Oh gosh. Where to begin? Well, the drive down there is about 12 to 13 hours, kind of depending on how much you stop and lunch and all of that jazz. But we left here at 7 o'clock in the morning and just started motoring down the road. We just were going, and we, no incidents, no nothing. It was just smooth sailing all the way, which was awesome because, yeah, you never know, and I haven't traveled in so long because of COVID and everything that I felt a little anxious about it. I think it's just a weird thing after being, homebound for so long and stuff. But anyway, it was all good. We just, ooh, do I want that or do I want this part? Either would be pretty. I think the bottom would be better though. And yeah, so my son started out driving, and it was great. You know, it was great because there was 3 of us, my son and his wife and I, that could drive. And so we just, you know, somebody drived and everybody else was either on their phones or reading or something. And it was great because I was able to keep up with comments really well and that kind of stuff, and that made me happy. Don't want to go there. Don't want to go there. Gosh, that is just so pretty. I think I'm going to just do that. And so anyways, that made me happy. I was able to keep up with comments really well on the way down. Not so well on the way back. On the way back, my daughter-in-law and I drove most of the way because once they dropped me off after 13 hours, they still had 2 more hours to get home. But their dog was here. Mike was taking care of their dog and stuff. And so they stopped here. Mike had ordered pizza. We had a little pizza, and then they headed back on the road. So they're home safe and sound too. Oh my gosh. But yeah, so just motored on down the road. It was good weather. Last time my son and I drove down to Denver, there was such heavy rain that, I mean, if you had to pass a truck or something, you couldn't see anything. And so it was stressful and longer and everything. And so I was really grateful for just smooth sailing weather. That was great. So yeah, so then, so we went down on Thursday and we got there and they had a wonderful dinner all prepared. It's kind of like a taco soup, but it's real thick, and so you could put it on a tortilla, and oh my gosh, that hit the spot. But I was amazed at how big my grandsons are. They're just ginormous. Oh, they're just so big. They just grew up so much in the 2 years that I didn't get to see them because of, as I kept telling them, dumb old COVID. So, that was crazy. I mean, my oldest grandson, or not my oldest grandson, but in that family, the oldest boy in that family is, you know, kind of a man child with a deep voice, and he's taller than me and everything. And so that was a bit shocking. And so the daughter that we stayed with, she's my middle daughter, Joni. For those of you in Denver, you know Joni. And anyways, she's got 3 boys. And they are, what are they? They're like 14, 12, and 11 or something like that. And so, anyway, it was so awesome to see them, and they are the sweetest boys, just so sweet to their Nana and everything. And the middle one, he's excited because the plan is next summer that he's going to come stay and spend a week with us. The oldest one, Maddie, he did that a couple of years ago, and we had so much fun with him. And he told his mom, Nana and Pa's house is really relaxing. I said, I'm glad he said relaxing and not boring, because I kind of felt like that. You know, it's like, yeah, we don't do a whole lot around here. But when he was here, I ended up doing a little video with him. You guys that have been with me a long time might remember that. That was fun. And he was telling me what to pick and which things would be best and all that. I need to put like some washi tape or something here to cover up that blue. So I'm kind of looking over. I have this that I think this came in a mixed media Minnesota kit. That's what I think. That's where this came from. So anyway, he said, the middle guy, he says, Nana, I'm going to come stay with you next summer. I said, I know, Anthony, I can't wait. So that was fun. And so anyway, that's what we did that day. Friday, we went, what do you call it, kind of subdivision or whatever that my daughter lives in. They have a community center and a pool. Well, they built, it's growing so much, their little community there, that they put in another one. Can't find the end, guys. That's not good when you can't find the end. I feel like it should be right there. Oh, yep, there it is. Anyway, so, oh, shoot. I think that will still work. Friday, we had a pool day, which, I'm still struggling with the stupid rash that I've had. This is really sticky, and I'm going to glue down the paper, so I'm not going to worry about putting glue on the washi. So I wasn't going to get in the pool, so there was a little balcony where I could kind of sit up there, and I took some pictures for Mike and just sat in the shade up there. It was nice. And then I went down, when they came out of the pool, I went down and covered up with beach towels and stuff and just sat down there and visited. Hot. Oh my gosh, it was hot. So that was kind of Friday, and then we just went home and played. And my daughter and her family have an awesome basement that has all sorts of things. It has nope. It has a shuffleboard table. It has a ping pong table. It has a air hockey. It's like fun zone for those boys and my son and son-in-law too. Oh shoot, I can't. I'm having trouble getting it on there good the first time, aren't I? On both of them. Probably chatting too much, but just kind of wanted to catch you up. And then so we spent the evenings playing down there because for one thing, it was nice and cool down there. I mean, we spent as much time outside as we could, but man, when it's that hot, it's hard, So, but then, so we did that. Saturday was the day that my younger daughter, Mary, brought her two kids over in the morning, and then they spent the whole day and spent the night and everything. But that was the day I got to meet Bucky. You guys have been with me for a little while. He's almost 2, and oh my gosh, is he so cute. So my daughter videotaped him meeting me. I came down the stairs, and in my daydreams, of course, he is, he's like got his arms out running to his nana, right? So I come down the stairs, and Mary says, "It's Nana," because we've FaceTimed with him, but that's about it, so it's not like he knows us, just kind of looking for something to decorate this with. But so anyways, I'll be darned if he didn't just come running with his little hands out. Oh, you guys. And then he grabbed me and he patted me on the back. As you can imagine, I was bawling. Oh my gosh, it was so awesome. And then my sweet bigger grandkids, Bucky's older siblings, came over and got their Nana hug. And oh my gosh, you guys, my granddaughter, who is, how old is she? She's 13, I think. She's hugging me and she says, "You smell like my Nana." Oh my gosh, I lost it. I lost it. But, and she was talking to me later on in that visit, and she said, you know, Nana, I think it's from when we were little and we lived by you and spent all the time with you and everything. She said, when I hugged you, it just all came back to me. And I'm like, oh my gosh, little girl, you're just going to have your Nana a big old puddle of tears here. You don't quit that. But the sweetest, sweetest kids. So anyway, that was all like kind of dream come true stuff. It was just lovely. I think I'm just going to rub my glue stick around there and put that down. I really like that background. So we did that, and then Mary stayed until it was time for Bucky's nap, and then she took him home. But the daughters, they live about, I would say about 30 minutes from each other, you know, if the traffic's good. So then she took him home so he could have his nap, because the next day we were going to the lake and she knew he wouldn't nap, you know. So I thought better get one good day in, or we could have some meltdowns and stuff. So anyway, did that. But then the big kids, oh my gosh, they just played and played and played. It was so awesome. I just love the cousin dynamic. It's just so cool. So that was Saturday. Let's see, what did we do in the afternoon of Saturday? I think we just kind of hung out, which, I mean, maybe it's because I'm old, but I actually kind of prefer than doing a whole bunch of stuff. Although the pool and the lake were great, because basically it was just hanging out, you know. I wonder about this one, but I don't know. So, and then Saturday night we definitely just played down in their basement and stuff, and that was great. Let's see, maybe we'll just kind of put that there, maybe. I like this memories down here too. Let me pull that out. I don't know, maybe something like that. And then I could put, I don't know if I want a big one or a little one, but I could put a butterfly up there too. Like that. Yeah, let's do that. Let's see. So, yeah, and then Sunday we went to the lake by my daughter Mary's house and just stayed there. Oh gosh, guys, it was hot. Oh, it was hot. But we had a tent that we just had our lawn chairs under and could, let's see, 1, 2, 3, it goes this way. and so that was good. And we just visited and watched Bucky play in the sand and stuff. And I had a couple of awesome kind of interactions with him. Mary said he won't take a nap because he's the kind of kid, you know, he doesn't want to miss anything. And so, but he had a little plate of goldfish and he was kind of spilling them all over. So I grabbed him and he sat on my lap and he got a little relaxed. He wasn't going to go to sleep, but he got a little relaxed. And so that was awesome. Just to have that whole time was super great. And then at another point he was, so finish that story, Gail. So he, of course, has his little wet swimming suit on, and because he's been in the lake and stuff, and he's got a swim diaper on and stuff. Well, at some point he gets up and one of my granddaughters says, Nana, I think Bucky has dirty pants. And I was like, oh gosh. So my daughter-in-law and I took him up and changed him and stuff. My daughter Mary, she's about to have another one like any minute. And she was not feeling the greatest. She was having I don't know, those of you who have had kids, those ligament cramps, you know, on your side where you're just where it's just starting to get a little like the baby's getting too heavy for where it's at kind of thing. Anyway, she was having those. So anyway, my daughter-in-law and I, we took him up and changed his little britches, and he was so good. I mean, he hardly knows us, and he just went along with it all. But anyway, so we get back, and I'm sitting there, and I'm like, phew, did we not get him clean? What's the deal, you know? Like, whew. And my son's like, look at your lap, Mom. Sure enough, I'm soaking wet from his swimming suit and stuff. And let's just say we had a little leakage. So I was stinky Nana for the rest of the afternoon because I had nothing to change into, you know. So, but it was so worth it. It was so worth it to have him snuggle me. So, yeah, so that was pretty funny. And then, yeah, and then so then once he got up and stuff, he had grabbed, the kids had brought a volleyball, and so he had the volleyball. Oh, I have to do the butterfly yet. He had the volleyball, and he was holding it, you know, and then I would hit it and knock it out of his hands. And then, you know, the first time, I don't know if he knew what to think, but I giggled, you know, and so then he got the giggles, and I kept whacking that ball out of his hands, and every time it would fall out of his hands, he would give out this big old giggle, and it was just the best. Oh, to make him giggle. I was so excited. So I had really good Bucky time, and I was just incredibly grateful. It was just awesome. So, okay, well, I think I'm calling that one done. Other than, you know, we need to make some tags or something for it. But isn't that fun? And it's just you know, a pharmacy bag. Nothing more than that. So, we'll continue along because I'll have some cutoffs, I think, that might work for tags. Okay, so let's do this one, and it's basically getting it all covered, and then figuring out pockets and whatnot. So we'll just play with that, and I'll keep blabbing. Yeah, so anyway, that was a great day. So yeah, all of that just went so nicely. We just had such a good time and stuff. Does this have anything on the back? Oh, it does. Oh, that's good. I think I might use that so that I can kind of use this up. And that would be easily decorated, right? Yeah, so on the way home, the only incident on the way home was we were going along through Wyoming, I believe it is where it happened. And, let's get this strip off of this. And there was all these lights flashing up ahead, you know, and everything. And, I think I was driving, actually. And, because I drove through most of Wyoming. Anyway, there's all these lights, and it's like, okay, something's going on up there. So, slow way down and everything. Well, there's a semi full of those big old huge rolls of hay. Well, I would guess maybe 3, possibly 4 of those had fallen off that truck. And there were guys there raking it back off of it was a 4-lane highway that we were on. But yeah, so that was kind of creepy. I've never seen that happen before. As we were saying, good thing we weren't right behind that truck. But there was kind of a, it wasn't U-Haul, but that kind of like a little moving truck that I think did get kind of blasted with hay. it's like, wow, well, our timing was good on that. But that was the only kind of like driving scariness that we had the whole time, which was awesome. Oh, and then Friday night while we were there, the grown-ups went out to dinner for my daughter-in-law's birthday. She turned 45. And I think I'm going to put some of this down the spine just for fun. And so we went to the, it was called Urban Farmer, I think, the restaurant in Denver. Oh my gosh, was it good? It was so good. But we had to call them and tell them we were going to be late for our reservation because the traffic was just unbelievable. That's why I'm a small town girl, people. Can't do all those people. Just can't do it. Oh. And, you know, my kids handle it. They travel all over the place and they're, you know, they handle it great. But I just am like, get me back to my little town that I see 3 or 4 cars going to the grocery store. Not really. More than that, but you know what I mean. It's just like, wow. I don't know. It just, I'm sure it's because I'm not used to it, but it just stresses me out. I'm like, oh, too many people. And downtown Denver, oh my gosh, those, I don't know, what do you call them? E-scooter or something like that are everywhere. And they come darting out of parked cars. I can't even tell you how many times my son-in-law had to slam on his brakes. I was just like, those things are dangerous. Dangerous. My son-in-law said it's really sad because he works for a medical equipment company. And they do, you know, neurosurgery stuff, head trauma stuff. And he said the amount of cases where they're in the cities where there are those e-scooters has just gone through the roof, people, because they're not wearing helmets or anything, and they go so fast, and that, like I say, they just dart across the street and stuff. It's just like, wow, people. And a lot of them, people are riding double on and stuff. And my son-in-law was saying when you kind of lose control of one of those, you just go straight over the handlebars and your face and head hit the pavement. So yeah, that was kind of, wow, okay, you know. But anyway, so we did that. So we went to dinner at this beautiful restaurant. It was quite lovely. Will this fit? Ooh, pretty darn close. Where's that? It fits well there, doesn't it? Make sure. Yep, this is a good side. So anyhow, after dinner, then we went to a comedy club, and I've never done that before. It was really fun. They had, you know, I think there were like maybe 7 comedians or something for the evening. And all but 2 were really good. I felt kind of sorry for the 2 because they were pretty bad. Like, nobody was laughing. I mean, you know, and I don't know, part of it for me was they just used too many bad words and they were unnecessary. You know, it was just like, oh my gosh, that's not funny. But there was the last guy up, he was hilarious. I mean, I started laughing when we walked up there because he seriously looked like kind of like a drugged up hippie guy. He was like all gray hair, this scraggly gray hair. And I leaned over to my son and I said, that guy lived hard in the 60s. Because that's kind of what he looked like. The minute he opened his mouth, we were just cracking up. He was hilarious. He was what would you say, kind of the closing act. And he was hilarious. And But one of his bits, or whatever you would call it, was he said to the audience, he said, give me a dictionary word. And everybody's just quiet. Everybody's just sitting there. And so then he said, oh, so that's how it's going to be, or something like that, you know. And then he asked again, somebody give me a dictionary word. And I'm kind of looking around and I'm thinking, come on, people, you know, help this guy out. So I holler out ebullient. And he's like, thank you, ebullient. And then he goes on to try and use it in a sentence. And then he looks back over at me and he goes, what's it mean? So I said, it means happy. And so then, you know, then later on in his act, he used the word ebullient, and it was kind of fun. And my kids were so impressed that I participated. Yeah, so that was a fun moment. But yeah. And so then after it was over, he was outside, and my daughter went up to him and said, thank you, you were so funny, we really enjoyed it, or whatever. And I went up too, and so then my daughter took a picture of me with him. So I had my moment with the Comedy Store. Yeah. But it was kind of cool. It was in a, like, we had a little trouble finding it because the club was in a sake place, you know, the Japanese drink or whatever. And so the sake place is up front, and then you go like down this hall and stuff, and there's the comedy club. It was cool. It was kind of cool. And so that was fun. So that was a late night. Oh gosh, Mama was tired. So, yeah, so did that. Let's see, what else do we have here? I could put that on the back. That'd be pretty. Yeah. So anyways, did that on Friday, and oh gosh, my daughter, which those of you who met Joni at the Denver meet and greet will back me up on this, I think, but she's just so good. She had these, we walked in and there was this huge bouquet of balloons, and some balloons that said 45 on them, you know, and stuff. She'd been busy preparing for my daughter-in-law's birthday, and then she had these gorgeous cupcakes. Her neighbor, I guess, used to have a little bakery, like pre-COVID. I don't know if COVID shut it down or what, but and so my daughter got these beautiful cupcakes, and so we had those throughout the weekend and stuff, and then gifts and everything. It was great. I think it will be a memorable one for my daughter-in-law. So that was good. Yeah, it was cute. Little Bucky, he really globbed onto my my grandson Maddie, the oldest one of Joni's, and he was just letting him carry him everywhere and everything, and it was really cute. I got some pictures of this when Bucky was at Joni's house. They have a trampoline in their backyard, and all the older kids were in a big circle around Bucky, and then, you know, bouncing him and stuff. So that was super cute. It's got a picture of that. It was, I mean, honestly, it couldn't have been a better trip. It was absolutely wonderful. And thanks for your patience with me, for the most part, just hearting the comments, and not, I mean, a couple of times in the car, I could be a little more, you know, a little more interactive, but for the most part, I was just kind of trying to keep up. And I think I'm going to put this down, these too, just to cover up that blue a little bit. Oh, funny thing I have to tell you about. I'll try and remember to attach the video, but so my friend Carrie, she's one of my patrons, and she's just been great. Well, she started a YouTube channel. And so I went over to check her out and everything. And so the first, she's got, I think, 6 videos on right now or something like that. Maybe she's got another one or something, but since yesterday. But anyhow, so the one I picked, it was something like noodle paper for junk journals or something like that. And so I go over and watch it, and she was making pages out of sacks from Noodle and Company restaurant. Well, my daughter Mary, that's the restaurant that she manages in Denver. and it was just so hilarious. It's like the first video I picked to watch of hers has a connection with my daughter and her work. So that was just kind of funny, I thought. Okay, so now I feel like I can do those. I mean, that's making it a little more springy, but I think it'll be okay. I might have to figure out a little closure. Oh, and that's the other thing. It's got this bag here, which I apparently closed this gusset, but that's okay. So anyway, yeah, that was pretty funny that was the case. Oh, look at that. I think that's going to fit perfectly there. Maybe I just have to take a tiny bit off. Yeah, so I'll try and remember to attach Carrie's video, and you can go over and support her. But yeah, so I thought that was funny. I watched that on the way home before it was my turn to drive. We had the best lunch in Casper, Wyoming. What was the place called? Something about Southwest Deli, I think it was, or something like that. And it was such a fun little kind of hole in the wall place. And the gal that ran it was just really friendly and everything. And the food was fabulous. But I was just so tickled because I feel like that's the kind of businesses that have really suffered during COVID and everything. And boy, she was still there. And we got there early, so we were able to get served real quick. But boy, it got real busy once it hit noon, because it's in downtown Casper, and so like offices and stuff, I'm sure people pop over there and get a little bite to eat. But boy, it was good. I had a Southwest chicken wrap or something, and it was so good. I forgot to ink this part. I'll get that. I don't even know what time it is. What time is it, guys? Okay, I got about 12 minutes. Okay. But I mean, if you're ever in Casper, Wyoming, I would sure recommend it. My son does the Yelp app, and then we go wherever Yelp says it's good is where we go. So that was it in Casper, and it's a little bit into the city, but not much. And so, I mean, if you can call Casper a city. My other, not my Denver son-in-laws, but my other son-in-law, that's Addie and Katie's dad. He's from Casper, so it's always kind of fun to go there and think about him growing up there and stuff. His parents still live there. Didn't stop to see him though. We were on a mission to get home. Let's see, what else do we have? We still have this. I could put that somewhere. Maybe just put that right there. So I didn't drive a ton on the way down, but on the way home, I drove from Cheyenne, Wyoming to Casper, and then we had lunch, and then my daughter-in-law took over, and then I drove from Livingston, Montana home. So, and my daughter-in-law had taken 2 stints too. My son was he drove a good portion of the way down. And so we just kind of spoiled him and let him sit in the back of the van and do his podcasts and whatever. It was kind of nice to be able to do that. I don't mind driving on, on the highway. And oh my gosh, Wyoming, straight, barely a curve in the road, Although I do feel bad for Wyoming. They need some major work on their highways. Ugh, they are wavy and they are cracked. And so every once in a while, you're going 80 miles an hour and you hit a pothole. It's like, oh my gosh, fix your roads. So anyway, yeah, but yeah, good weather. Oh, the only thing was though, we got home. Well, Wyoming was, so Colorado was a little bit smoky. Wyoming was a little bit more smoky than Colorado. We crossed the line to Montana and it was unreal. Almost started to cry. Ugh. So we drove through Bozeman. We couldn't even see the Bridger Mountains, which are not, they're huge mountains and they're not even that far from the highway and you couldn't even see them. And then we got to Helena, it was even worse because while I was gone, we had a fire out at a lake that's real close to us. And it just filled the valley here with smoke. And so, yeah, not great. Not great. It's a little bit better today, but I feel so bad for Addie and her friend because I think, they open up the door at the gym because, to be able to get some fresh air in there. So do I want that? Oh, look, it says Montana Territory right there. That's funny. I think I'm going to put that one there. Yeah. So anywho, that was disappointing to come home to. I said to Mike this morning, oh, I think right at that line would work. I'm kind of ready for winter already because it just stinks because, you really can't be out in it. It's unhealthy. So you're in the house and it's so hot and you can't open up the windows at night and cool down the house. So it's kind of miserable. Not going to lie, kind of miserable. But hopefully it will go away soon. I guess they got that lake fire under control, like it's out, which makes me happy because it's so beautiful up there. We used to, when our kids were little, we used to camp up there all the time. And it's so beautiful. And it just kind of broke my heart to think of all those trees being gone and stuff. But that's still really blue, isn't it? I guess it's okay. Yeah. So anyway, I think I almost caught you up. Okay, so let's talk Gail's YouTube channel. So coming up, one thing we're going to do is we're going to do a 50,000 subscriber giveaway. So that'll be coming. I just got to get it together as far as to tell you the requirements and stuff. And what I'm going to do is do that at an end of a video. And I'm not going to title it giveaway or anything. I don't want the people who troll around YouTube looking for giveaways to be the people that enter. I want my subbies to be the ones. So, So if you haven't subscribed, you might want to get her done because that will be coming. And then I've got, oh gosh, 2, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. I have 11 packages over there to do Etsy share. So that'll be coming too. Well, that's fun that we got that all put together. Should we just kind of mess around a little with decorating and see if something strikes us? Oh gosh. These papers that have these die cuts are so difficult to kind of manage. I'm thinking maybe flowers, maybe something flowery. Yeah. I like these little kind of rough looking daisies. Wonder if this, let me get this poked out. Yeah, so Etsy share, and then I'm going to be 2 days behind on Rachel's Roxy Creations challenge. So I'll need to get that done. I think I might use that little flower there, right there, because that'd be cute. But then, what else? I mean, I feel like I kind of want something going out this way. I've got this little key here. Yeah, so that's kind of what's coming up. Giveaway, Etsy shares, Rachel's Roxy Creations challenges. Maybe I could put that there and maybe like a little word or something right there. I don't know. Oh gosh, I'm running out of time. But if I get this put together, I wonder, do we have something in here that would be fun? Oh gosh. See, that's why I needed to clean off my desk. I just dumped everything. Ugh. Gotta get those done something with. Okay, so I was thinking about the time flies, but it might be too big. Ooh. That's cute. Okay, got it. So I'm going to finish this cover, and then we're going to, I think we'll call it a video, and I'll get on to doing some of those things that we talked about there, like, yeah. So thank you all so much for subscribing and getting me to 50,000. I'm just like blown away about that. And, I have something kind of special, I think. At least I think it is for the giveaway. So I'm excited to share that with you. But yeah, like I say, I'm just going to include it at the end of one of my videos because I don't want every Tom, Dick, and Harry coming on and trying to get what I'm given. I want it to be one of you who's with me every day and hanging out. So like I say, go ahead and subscribe if you haven't. You know, at the end of my videos, there's always, you guys might have noticed them, there's always a little painted circle on this side. There's usually a playlist here. Well, that painted circle is a subscribe button. So if you just press that, that's the easy way. And then if you want to be notified, you just do the bell thing. But I'm just not I've never ever been one of the YouTubers that says, so please comment, subscribe, and like. You know, I don't know. I just don't do that. So I don't ever really ask anybody to subscribe, I guess. But I don't want you to miss out on the giveaway either, so I thought I would mention it. So, yeah. I'm doing laundry like a crazy woman today, I'll tell you what. I barely had clothes to put on today because I was like, what am I gonna wear? Okay, let's put you right there. And then we'll just put this key down here, and I think this will be the cover, and then we can figure out. So this is gonna have to go probably in my unfinished basket. 1 step forward, 2 steps back with that sort of thing, you know. Okay, my time flies is just slightly wonky, but you know what? It gives it kind of a fun grungy look. Okay, so we got a couple little pieces done, and these are kind of purple, and I have a purple one coming up, so I think that'll be good. So there we go. There's the first video back from vacation. Thank you so much for listening to my stories, everyone, and all the well wishes on my vacation. It was fabulous. This Nana's bucket is filled. So thank you, everybody. Have a grateful day, and we'll just see you in the next video. Bye-bye.